Well, look who's made a video. What's up, everybody? This is Patrick Bryant. I know it's been forever since I made another video, so I'm about right on schedule, right? Every 10 months, make a video or something, so I definitely want to change that. So anyway, let me first say hello to all the new subscribers. Hello to the almost 500 new subscribers to my channel in the last year alone. Wow, I can't believe that. When I first made this channel, I figured I'd only have 2 or 3. So it is much appreciated. And recently, in the last few months, I just noticed on a daily basis people subscribing to my channel, and that actually motivated me to make this little video. So again, thank you guys. If you are new to the channel, the majority of what I do and what I cover is for beginners to Photoshop, the intermediate level. I don't get too technical or get too crazy with different techniques or tricks or anything. I try to keep things basic, and hopefully that helps out someone who's just starting out, or maybe is at that stage where they're a little bit frustrated. I definitely know how you feel. I was there. So yeah, it's good to be back and make another video here. So just real quick about the character. If you're familiar with the Warhammer 40k universe, this is just a basic Space Marine. I'm just doing it in my own style, just a little cartoony image. For those of you who are hardcore fans of the franchise, let me just say I'm sorry. I'm not trying to disrespect the franchise in any kind of way with my own style. It's just I'm just having fun. I'm actually reading a book about the salamanders here, so that just I just sat down one morning and said, let me draw a guy, and maybe I'll just go ahead and record it. So this is just my own style. As you can see, I'm not even looking at any reference right now. I don't want to. I'll pull some in a little bit later, but for now I just kind of just want to work out my own little design, make some of it silly. It's a little cartoony, like I said, but you know, that's my style. So so in this video, what I do want to go over is, oh, by the way, this video is going to slow down at about the 8-minute mark to real-time speed. So I'll go over a couple of technical things, my setup and what I'm doing here. Nothing too crazy fancy or anything like that, but just definitely want to go over a couple of things like a clipping mask, and I'll talk a little bit about that more in a little bit here. So anyway, what's new with me? I just recently joined DeviantArt. So if any of you guys are members of that site, of that community, look me up. I'll put a link in the description. So just joined there about a week ago. So pretty cool so far. Not all of my work is on there, but some stuff. And this guy will be one of the new images I'll add. So a couple of things I wanted to go over here in this video is a few questions that I've had that I get to sent to me in my inbox, and one of them is why don't I make more videos? And the number one reason is I'm not real happy with the recording equipment. I lost some software that I had years ago, and since then I've just had to rely on Cam Studio, and it's okay, but you know, I wish it was better. I wish I had a more top-notch quality type of recording stuff. And another reason is I mean, there are so many videos on YouTube, and you know, there's only so much you can cover before you actually need to sit down and, you know, get to work and start doing some things. As you can see here, I've brought in a little bit of reference to take a look at, but even in this reference picture, it's still a very simplified, cartoony character as compared to some of those really detailed and nice illustrations that you see of the Warhammer stuff. So yeah, so actually what I plan to do, and I'm going to stick to it this time, is this is the first of 3 videos that I want to make. The next video that I'm doing is I'm going to go over brushes, the brushes that I use, what I've been tinkering with lately, experimenting with, and you know, what brushes I use in certain situations and the look that I'm going for. And that video was actually inspired by a question that I got almost 2 years ago now. Someone had asked me to go over my brushes and you know, what situations do I use them in, why do I use certain brushes. And at the time I actually couldn't really answer that question because I was in the process of still learning myself. So Photoshop is a very deep program, and the more I've worked in it and the more experience I've gained more confidence, and I've experimented with some different things, and now I'm at the stage where I'm not afraid to experiment with things, because I used to be deathly afraid of what was going to happen if I screwed up. So now I feel like I've got a better idea of what I'm doing, so I feel like I can explain that better now. So my next video I'm going to go over brushes, and this particular video doesn't take this all the way through the color stage, so I'm going to do probably a Chaos Space Marine, and that one I'll start with the grayscale already finished, and I'll go from that stage to color. So that's my plan. I'm going to stick to it. I promise I'm not going to take 10 months to make another video. I mean it. So I've already sketched out the little Chaos Marine guy, and I'm setting up the video for my brushes. So that's coming up soon. So in a minute here, another couple of minutes, the video is going to slow down, like I said, around the 8-minute mark. And so confidence is a big deal. It's something that you gain definitely through experience, but until you have it, it is sort of a dark road. I mean, Photoshop can be intimidating. It can be overwhelming. And when you watch all these videos on YouTube and you see these artists just make it look so easy, and then when you sit down to try it, it just doesn't quite come out the way you want it. It makes you want to give up. I know I did a few times where I was just like, what, screw it, I just can't do it. And I don't know, something would wake me up in the morning and saying, no, I can do this. I want to figure this out. I want to get this. So primarily through the experience of working in Photoshop, not necessarily watching videos all the time or reading tutorials. It's just from working, trial and error, failing. And you have some small victories here and there, and that I know I talked about it in one of my previous videos. You have to give yourself a chance to have small victories. You have to, if you want to paint a Space Marine, start by just painting the gun or just painting the face. Just get small victories and work your way up to that point where you're a lot more comfortable and basically a lot more confident. And that's what we see with all these great artists on YouTube, is that you're actually watching their confidence. They, you can just see it, and they just, they just blow right through some images and make it look great. So that's definitely something that is a very important factor. I feel that my confidence has grown over time. So, all right, in a second here, things are going to slow down. Okay guys, we're at real-time speed here. So I've worked on my guy a little bit up to a certain level that I like, and from here I'll start getting a little bit tighter in the rendering. So I'm going to start painting everything above all of my layers, sketch included, and I'll show you guys how to set up a clipping mask, and I'll show you that here in a second. So first of all, what I like to do is increase my image size from 3600 by 3600 pixels, or 12 by 12 inches. And up to 16 by 16 inches, and that's just the size that I'm used to working at, that I'm comfortable working at, and when I'm just doing the character, that's all I need. So so from here I'm also going to adjust my levels just a little bit. I know I tend to work a little bit darker. This is going to brighten it just a little bit. And so in previous videos I would tell you guys, once you start painting everything above your layers, is to control select your thumbnail, and that would create a selection area and sort of a mask of your character, and then start painting everything above it. So something that I've worked with in the past and been doing exclusively now is working with clipping masks, which is essentially the same thing, but it's a lot cleaner, a lot easier to work with. So what you do is select your line art layer. There's my line art, and I'm going to hold down Alt. I'm right here, and I'm going to click in between my layers, and that's going to create a clipping mask. So anything that happens outside of that area, I'm on my line art area here, and nothing's happening. If I take that clipping mask off, that's what I just did. So anything out here in this area that, I tried something, I didn't like it in the sketch, whatever, once I clip it, it's going to get rid of it, and this is when I start to clean up my edges nice and tight and start getting a lot more serious here about getting this thing nice and cleaned up. So, and you don't have to worry about if you mess up or something. If you go, oops, whatever, you can just go ahead and paint that back in and go back and erase your edge. Usually this rendering that I've done so far, I'll do on a layer above my normal gray mask, but this time I just put it all together. So I'll just start cleaning everything up and getting nice and tight. And you always have your history in case you screw up. And you can do this before, during, or after you're completed with all your rendering. And as I paint above all of my other layers, even when I add color and everything, it's going to stay within my mask. So that's just a quick way. What I'll do is I'll put some links in the description to videos that talk more in depth about clipping masks. I'm just not going to get into that right now, and there's a couple of videos that would explain it better than I would anyway. So, and one more thing, if you're wondering about this little thumbnail over here, this is not my navigator. My navigator is right here, it's on my other screen. And if you want to set this up, what this does, it makes it easier for me sometimes to see mistakes or to see what my character looks like from a distance instead of zooming in and zooming out. If I'm working in real tight, I can see what's going on over there. So if I just were to paint here, it's going to quickly update over there. And you can also paint on this little thumbnail, and anything that shows up there is going to show up here. So just a quick little tool, and to set that up, you just go to, once you have your image open, just go to Window, Arrange, New Window for the name of your image, in this case 40K Marine, and there it is. And then I just kind of make it small, put it over here, and there you go. So I remember I saw that a long time ago and no one explained how exactly they got that. It took me forever to figure that out, but yeah, I use that from time to time. So alright, let's go ahead and continue. Okay, so now I've created a new layer above my sketch, and that's has a clipping mask set to it as well. And as you add layers, as you continue to add layers on top, and you clip them, they will be clipped to that original silhouette there that I have on the bottom. So from this point on, basically the idea is to sort of get rid of my sketch. I want to go over it. As you can see from the beginning, things were very rough, very sketchy, and now I'll start to get a lot more tighter in the rendering. So, all right, let me get to another question here, and that was mainly it's been asked me a few times, and that's about speed. It was like, Patrick, how long does it take you to finish an image or something like that? And in some cases, I don't know. And that's really because being fast, getting things done quickly isn't necessarily important. I would, if I were you guys, to focus on quality and not so much speed. I know that's hard to say, with everything that we see on YouTube. Someone will name their image speed painting, and there seems to be a real emphasis on speed. I've never had anyone say to me, "Hey Patrick, I really like your image that you did," and I'll say thanks. And okay, so how long did it take you? Oh, it took me like 10 hours. Oh, okay, well if it had taken you 4 hours, I'd still like it, but now I don't like it. No, I mean it's not important. I mean, if you can crank out quality images, that's what's going to get noticed. It's not going to be how fast you are. Speed, it doesn't matter until you're working with tight deadlines, and even those deadlines, if you're working in a studio or working for a client, you don't work with deadlines that are like ridiculous. Someone, hey, paint me a space marine in the next hour. I'd basically tell them no, or I would tell them you're going to end up with a very crappy looking character. So try not to focus on speed, guys. Just, I know I did the same thing. When I first started out, I thought I had to be so fast and so fast. You're going to get faster at this as you continue to work, as you continue to gain experience. So focus on quality. People are going to notice your quality work. And if something's on your site that looks amazing, you know, people are going to say, hey, well, that's awesome. You did a great job. You know, they may eventually ask you how long it took you. I mean, who cares? You know, does it look good or does it look like crap? You know, it doesn't matter. If you worked on something for 30 hours and it's a piece of garbage, people are going to notice it's a piece of garbage. They're not going to notice how long you took. So just take your time. There's no rush. There's nowhere to go. There's nowhere to be. Just get a nice, tightly rendered image that can stand the test of time, that in 2 and 3 years people can still look at and say, hey, that's a great image. So I mean, it's weird that I'm telling you guys to focus on quality, because I made the mistake of trying to be concerned with speed. And you know, in the last things that I've been working on lately personally and with clients, that, you know, I take my time. And I've been lucky enough to have some clients who've worked well with me who just said, hey, you know, if you can put together a nice image, that's all I care about. Which is, you know, at the end of the day, that's all that matters. So don't worry about speed, worry about quality, and worry about putting together some really nice work that you can put up on your website that can last the test of time. So that's just my 2 cents. So anyway, so the video is going to come to an end here pretty soon. I felt like it was getting too long. It was getting to that point where if I were watching this video of someone else doing it, I would skip ahead anyway. So like I said, the Chaos Space Marine that I want to do, I'm going to probably pick it up from this point and take it to color and show you guys some stuff with that. So here's where I left off. I mean, here's where I got to. I worked my image up to this point, cleaned up all around the edges, and at this point I like to work my grayscale to that point. This is about where we left off, and here is where I'll start to add color. So I've added that much, you know, quote unquote detail or whatever like that. So from this point here, it's start the color time, and that's the fun part. You know, I've got all my values pretty straight, pretty much how I like it. I'll add a little bit more lighting later. I've added in my little icons and symbols here and there, some chain. So yeah, so from here, just want to say thank you guys for watching, and really do appreciate it, and more videos to come soon. I promise I'm going to stick to it. Alright guys, I'll see you guys next time.